Hari Om. Start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanora Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the Panchadasi, 8th chapter, Kutastha Deepa Prakaranam. Means trying to differentiate in this chapter. Vijayaranya goes into exhaustive details of the epistemological issues, how the knowledge takes place. And we can differentiate using the knowledge of every object, as Kenopanishad says, Pratibodha Viditam Matam. It is revealed in every thought, every experience is in every experience it's revealed. And in that experience of objects, there is a experiencer, experience and experiencing. All triputis are there. And is analyzing the experience and experiencer, knower, and using this, how can I distinguish the Sakshi Chaitanyam from Chidabhasa? So in the hierarchy of the system, I have pure consciousness and I have a inert material, including the Buddhi. Buddhi is also a subtle inert material, and the pure consciousness and the subtle material are there, and the subtle material has a capacity to reflect because it is a subtle, so it can reflect. So wherever there is a subtle material there, the reflection of pure consciousness in the form of conscious entity reflects the consciousness aspect. So therefore, a live consciousness means the Buddhi also has a capacity to be conscious of things, and therefore we call it alive. And death is nothing but the subtle body leaving the gross body, and that's what is the death of a body. So body is left, and body is being a matter, gross material, has no capacity to reflect the consciousness, but it only reflects the existent part. So body is. So all matter in terms of what we see, which is gross matter, only reflects the existent part. The subtle material, wherever there is subtle material, it can reflect the not only existence but consciousness as well. And here we are trying to differentiate the pure consciousness versus, that is Sakshi Chaitanyam, which Vidyaranya calls it as Kutastha Chaitanyam, and from the Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness. And wherever the subtle body, reflection will occur. Life is there. But in the case of particular knowledges that we have, that when we say I know this, he is using a pot example. So there, a specialized, the conscious, the vritti forms, and that vritti being in the mind, which is nothing but modification of the mind, is called vritti, and that being is the focus, and therefore it is illumined by the Sakshi Chaitanyam as a bright spot, and that reflection of that is nothing but Chidabhasa. So reflection becomes very bright, and this is a Chidabhasa prominent, and this situation, even otherwise also there is a Chidabhasa, as we mentioned. As long as the mind is there, there is a Chidabhasa. So in the thoughtless mind also there is a Chidabhasa, but that is in a dormant, because there is no spotlights there. It's a smeared out, therefore you cannot distinguish that from that. But one can make a distinguish between the Chidabhasa and the spotlight, the background, when the spotlight suddenly comes out and surrounding it there is no spotlight. Using that example, he is differentiating and how I can critically discriminate using a thought, and what is the reflected consciousness versus a regular consciousness, because these two are together. So whenever I say I am, ego is nothing but I am this. I am is there, and this is an object, and object is qualifications. Object has a qualifications. When I say I have qualifications, I am objectifying myself in terms of either body, mind, intellect only. So qualified I am is always ego, and say I am this, I am this. You can tell about greatness of you are is nothing but ahankara, we call it, is nothing but the I am there and this is there together. Is that's where we have to use discrimination of in the I am this. I had to see what is I am and what is this. In the same way, in the thought, where what is the thought which is being illumined by the consciousness, and what is the surrounding, the where the knowledge is occurring in the background. And therefore there is a knower and the known. Known is a spotlight and the knower is the background consciousness, and therefore in every knowing there is a knower known, and I have to shift my attention from the known to the knower I am, and that's what is essentially involves a discriminative. So I am this is there, I reject the disc. Cognitively I reject this part and concentrate on the I am part, and that's what is involves a meditation. Meditation is in every thought there are two things, I am this. So I don't pay attention to this and shift my attention to I am part, and that's what is involved is constant meditation is, and that's what is being identified as Brahma Chit Palayorvedaha. This is sloka 12 that we are analyzing. Let's chant that. Iti vartikakarena chit sadrusyam vivakshitam chit sadrusyam vivakshitam brahma chit palayor vedah sahasryam vishruto yataha. Together, iti vartikakarena chit sadrusyam vivakshitam brahma chit palayor vedah sahasryam vishruto yataha. In the Sahasryam, Sahasramans in the Upadesha Sahasri, written by the Shankaracharya, and of which the Vartikakara, the Sureshwaracharya has written commentary on that, and this is being made crystal clear. What is that? Iti Vartikakarena Chit Sadushyam, the similarity between the pure consciousness, Sakshi Chaitanyam or Kutastha Chaitanyam and Chidabhasa, the similarity is being pointed out, Vivekshitaha, is being clearly discriminated with the intents to explain these two, has been clearly explained there by Sureshwaracharya. So Brahmachit Palayor Vedaha. So Palayor Veda, the difference between the Brahman and Chidabhasa and Vishruti is known, is clearly established in this by Sureshwaracharya in the Vartika of Sahasram, Upadesha Sahasri, and this is being pointed out here. So I have to know that for every knowledge there is a spotlight, and around it there is a normal light, and even in the spotlight also there is a common light across the board also. So by using a discriminative intellect, because I cannot separate the two, and because I'm using the mind in order to do it, so therefore there's again a discrimination using an intellect only, and I have to use the intellect to differentiate this knower versus the known, and even though they look similar, and that's what is called the Viveka. That's what Viveka is. We'll chant now 13. And that is going to be explained in the 13 also. Abhasa buditas tasmat jnatatvam janayed ghate tad punar brahmana bhasyam ajñātattvavat eva hi indeed. So together, abhasa buditas asmat jñātatvam janayed ghate tat punar brahmana bhasyam ajñātattvavat eva hi. So abhasa buddhitaha tasmad. So tasmad means therefore, because the kutastha chaitanyam and chidabhasa chaitanyam both are arising and they differ in some form, and it is the chidabhasa that is prominently arising in gate buddhitaha arises with the pot vritti. Gate here is pot. When the pot thought arises, so pot is there, pot thought is in the mind. So when the pot thought arises, the chidabhasa is reflecting and there is a spotlight coming on the wall. So when the spotlight is coming on the wall, I can use the spotlight and the background wall to differentiate the kutastha chaitanyam and chidabhasa chaitanyam using the spotlight. That's what is being referred here. Abhasa buddhitaha tasmat jnatatvam. The knowerness arises in the Sakshi Chaitanyam. This is a spotlight, this is a knowledge, this is a pot. That is the knowledge of the pot. That is coming from Chidabhasa. Spontaneously and simultaneously a knowledge that ownership that I know this is a pot arises. That's called in the Vedanta Paribhasha, it is essentially called the perceptuality condition. Perceptuality condition is where the consciousness that I am joining with the existence expressed as the vritti in the mind, joining together for me to be conscious of the existence of the vritti, the thought of the pot, and which means that there is an existence of, or the knowledge of the existence of pot outside. So that's how the perception occurs. Perception involves two things. One is the existence of the object expressed as the existence of the thought, and illumination of that thought by the Chidabhasa. So consciousness that I am joining with the existence expressed as a thought in the mind for me to be conscious of the existence of the thought, and therefore conscious of the existence of the pot outside. Thought and a pot. Okay, pot, thought. So tat punar brahmana bhasyam. So that is being again further illumined by the Sakshi Chaitanyam. So tat punaha, that say there is a knowerness coming in. Say jnatatvam janayet ghate. The knowerness, jnatatvam is knowerness. That means that I know. That is ownership of that is rising in the surrounding as though from the Sakshi Chaitanyam. Because it cannot be another vritti like Chidabhasa coming in, because if it's another vritti, it leads to anavastu dosha. Means then I need another vritti to this know, and another vritti to know this previous vritti to know the previous, like that it goes on. Therefore, it is not a vritti Chaitanyam or vritti Chidabhasa, it is in the background of the Sakshi Chaitanyam only. It raises that I am a knower. That's where I am directly a knower, conscious entity, and this is a known, unconscious. And how did I know? Through a pramana. Because the pot is known because I am seeing it. The one that is of the rupa, sabda, sparsa, rupa, rasa, gandha, five senses are bringing information in the form of vrittis of the objects. So this through sense input, I am looking at the world of objects and the objects of knowledge occurring through the senses, forming a vritti in the mind called vritti vyapti, and phala vyapti is illumination and the knowledge. This is the part. All that is involved in the statement when I say jnatatvam, I know it. So I am a knower and this is a known. These two are arising and whenever the pramana operates. Pramana is means of knowledge and prameyam is an object, and pramata is a knower coming in, and that's called triputi. Pramana, prameya, pramata, and giving rise to prama, knowledge. Also as a prama chaitanyam, pramena chaitanyam, all that is being discussed in different texts. But here, without confusing, we have a jnatatvam. Knowerness arises in the Sakshi Chaitanyam and known arises in the Chidabhasa. I can use a discrimination in order to differentiate the Chidabhasa from the background Sakshi Chaitanyam. That's what it is essentially. tat punar brahmana bhasyam. So that is being the jnatatvam, knowerness is being illumined by the Sakshi Chaitanyam, Brahmana Bhasyam. So by the Brahma Chaitanyam or Kutastha Chaitanyam, Eva Bhasyam indeed. And Ajñātatvam, Ajñātatvavat Eva hi. Even the Ajñāta means the Ajñātatvam is even the ignorance also is being illumined by the Sakshi Chaitanyam. What is ignorance being illumined? Before the pot thought arises, I have the pot ignorance. And the pot ignorance is where there is no special vritti there for Chidabhasa to form. So there I do not know if there is a pot there. So how is that being illumined? It is through the Brahma Chaitanyam if there is no vritti. So this is a little bit tricky, but here we can go along with it that there is no special spontaneous vritti that is forming to magnify in the Chidabhasa. Now only background where Sakshi Chaitanyam is dominant in the background and Chidabhasa is a little bit dull. Therefore you can say that it is by the Sakshi Chaitanyam, because Chidabhasa is also there in the background also. So one has to be careful. Without the Chidabhasa, the person is almost like a dead, because the mind has gone somewhere else. So this difference between the pot thought, there are the two things that is being outlined here. Pot thought and pot ignorance are being specified here. The pot thought and pot ignorance, pot knowledge and pot ignorance. The knowledge of the jnatatvam, ajñātatvam means knowerness and not knowingness also. Ajñātatvam is not knowingness of the pot, and knowingness of the pot is from the Brahma Chaitanyam, and knowledge of particular pot is the special Chidabhasa Chaitanyam. So I have to differentiate these two Chaitanyams. One is the Chidabhasa Chaitanyam, which is spontaneously rising at the very thought, and the background consciousness, because I am conscious of this, and whenever I am not conscious of this, means I have an ignorance of this, if this, that ignorance is within the background, because there is no thought there. If it is a thought of ignorance, then it's a different story. So unless a thought arises, say, do you know pot? Then I say, I have to think. Then if I say thinking, then if say another thought, this I do not know there is a pot. So that's again a thought. So we are not talking about the expression of the ignorance in terms of what. It is that before I express, says I know it is not there. That means ignorance is being illumined by the consciousness, background consciousness, which is called Sakshi Chaitanyam or Kutastha Chaitanyam. Now we'll go to the sloka 14. Dhivritya bhasa kumbhanam, Dhivritya bhasa kumbhanam, Samoho bhasyate chida, Samoho bhasyate chida, Kumbhamatra palatvat, Kumbhamatra palatvat saha, Kumbhamatra palatvat saha, ekabhasatah spuret, ekabhasatah spuret. Together, Dhivritya bhasa kumbhanam, Samoho bhasyate chida, Kumbhamatra palatvat saha, ekabhasatah spuret. So Dhivritti here we are talking about thoughts, and thoughts in the mind. Dhivritti means thoughts in the mind. Abhasaha, Abhasa of Chidabhasa, that is being illumined, the thoughts in the mind. Kumbhanam, like the pot and the chair and a towel, etc., etc. So whenever there is an object thought arises, there is a vritti that comes, and that is called Dhivritti, and then being illuminated by the Chidabhasa by the reflected consciousness, because it is a subtle material. Thought is a subtle material, and subtle vritti and subtle material is being illumined by the consciousness, and that is called reflected consciousness, and that's called Chidabhasa. So this is what you can't learn this anywhere in the objective analysis, because objective tools are not amenable to analyze the subtle material. So therefore, the vritti can analyze what is a thought, what is a mind, etc. cannot be analyzed. Abhasa of Chidabhasa, Kumbhanam of the pot, and of these three, they're actually a pot and a pratvritti and Chidabhasa together, Samohaha, all these three together, Chida by the Kutastha Chaitanyam, and Bhasyati are illumined. He's giving a little bit of statement here. The external objects, or he's calling as a Brahma Chaitanyam, because he's going to talk in the next few slokas about the internal perceptions. So external perceptions are occurring by Bahya Chaitanyam, he's calling it, or Brahma Chaitanyam. And therefore he is calling here is a little bit tricky here. So Chida is a Kutastha Chaitanyam, and Bhasyati is illumined. And this, when there is a pot there, according to Mimamsa theory, and therefore Advaita follows, as I mentioned, the mind is going out. That's called parak. Parak means outside, it's going out, and along with the senses. And when it perceives the object, and that means it grasps the object, that's called vritti. Vritti means a localized object. That is what we call it a vritti, thought rising in the mind, and that's mind going out. Therefore, the consciousness is as though getting illumined by the total consciousness outside, as though, and that's what is called is the Bahihi, and that's called Brahma. Is using the word for that, Brahma Chaitanyam, as you will discuss later. And this is for external objects. So all the external objects, there is an external, the mind is going out in the case of the Vedantic way. Otherwise, you can say that even the information is coming in, the thoughts are forming, but the thoughts are about the objects where senses are involved. So as long as the senses are involved, it is an external object. So therefore, whenever the senses are involved, you can say it is called Bahir Chaitanyam, because it is about the consciousness of the external objects. So whether the mind is going out or not is immaterial, as long as the senses are bringing the information. So sense generated, that's called Pratyaksha Pramana, sense generated information knowledge. And that's what is Pramana. Pramana is senses, through senses only. And that is forming a vritti, and that's what is called the part vritti here, Kumbhamatram. And whenever the vritti forms, and it is directly shined by the reflected consciousness, Chidabhasa, and therefore the knowledge occurs. Knowledge occurs because the reflection is of the reflection of the consciousness. So therefore, consciousness as though beaming now, illumining that vritti, and therefore it's called knowledge of the pot. So knowledge of the pot is called Palavyapti. So Kumbha Mata Palatvat, Kumbha Matra Palatvat. So the pot alone is being illumined by the Chidabhasa, whereas the rest of it are being illumined by the consciousness, by the Kutastha Chaitanyam. So Saha, that pot, Ekaspurit, alone is known. When I am looking at that thought, only one thought comes. I cannot have simultaneously many thoughts. So it is a sequential process, not a simultaneous process. So that's why the time concept, space concept also comes into picture now. So it is a sequential process where I have this thought and this thought, and gap between the two thoughts is a time. So therefore it is the concept that comes from two sequential observation. That's what Einsteinian definition is. Einsteinian definition of a time is the observation of two sequential events, he calls it, and he ignores the observer because in this case observer has to be the same for event 1 and event 2, and Vedanta calls each observation involves a conscious entity. Conscious entity has to enter, and that's where the event is Chidabhasa. So of course Einstein cannot talk all those. So Chidabhasa is coming in, he just say observer. Observer, he didn't analyze who is an observer, what is the nature of the observation, and so on. But he only talk about events which are external inert things. And here it says Kumbhamatra Palatatvat Abhasataha. So pot alone is illumined, chair alone is illumined, table alone is illumined. So each object is equals a thought, and each thought is being illumined. And if I have the same object I am looking at it, so in that case it is the same thought, as though in a series of continuous thoughts coming in, and therefore in principle each thought arising, if I think of a series, and it's like a analog to digital. Analog to digital is conversion of the continuity of analog signal into a digital signal. So analog signal is I am looking at the same pot, and do I get every thought continuously? That's one way of looking at it. It's an analog, is continuously I am looking at it, but I can say digitize it and say each one is a thought, but occurring so fast that the continuity is observed. But actually what happens is, if I am constantly looking at it or immersed in it, if it is not a sequential thought, there is no this sequence, next, there is no gap between the two. If there is a gap, there is a time concept, but when I am looking at the same, and I lose the concept of time also. When I am having a single experience of looking at the pot or looking at the story, where my mind is deeply involved in that, then I lose the concept of time, because there is no sequence. But anyway, we don't have to go into that detail. Here the statement is essentially these are spots, and as in the original wall, and these are spots coming one after the other, like a thoughts. As the thought contents may be different from, I am looking one object, another object, and so on. And therefore Kumbhamatra Palatatvad Abhasataha. So pot alone is being illuminated by Chidabhasa. Abhasa means Chidabhasaha. And Saha, that pot, Ekaspured. So alone is known when I am paying attention to this spot, where my focus is only on a particular part and the chair and so on and so forth. Now, whenever remember, whenever the illumination of the particular pot is there, now we have also that another spontaneously the knowership, jnatatvam, knowership arising in the background, in the Kutastha Chaitanyam is also occurring simultaneously also, or immediately, or knowledge of thought, and immediately the knowledge that I know the pot also comes. Let's look number 15. Chaitanyam dvigunam kumbhe, Chaitanyam dvigunam kumbhe, jnatatvena spuratyataha, anye nyvyavasayakyam, ahureti vidhodidam, ayuredvidhodidam. Together. Chaitanyam digunam kumbhe, jnatatvena spuratyataha, anye nyvyavasayakyam, ahuretadvidhodidam. So here the first line, Chaitanyam digunam kumbhe, in the kumbha, in the pot understanding, Chaitanyam digunam, there are two Chaitanyams. So ataha, as pot being illuminated by two things, two illuminations are there. What are the two? There is a Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa is the one that illumines the vritti. That's what we have been reading so far. So Chidabhasa is what? reflected consciousness. Reflected consciousness cannot be there without the original consciousness. So there is a OC, original consciousness, which is getting reflected. So the reflected consciousness automatically implies that there is a background original consciousness, because the RC that we are talking about, reflected consciousness, cannot exist without the original light. So I am looking at the moon, and I say moon, I am looking at the reflected luminosity coming from the moon, means that there is an original light that is getting reflected also. Even though I don't see the original light, I am only seeing the reflected light from the moon. It means wherever there is a reflection occurs, there has to be original light. We pay attention to the reflection or attention to the original light. We say, hey, sunlight is bright outside. We're looking outside. We say sunlight is bright outside. Are you really seeing sunlight? I am only seeing reflected sunlight from every object, from the wall, from the ground and all that, and so bright reflection coming, they say sun is shining. So I'm not looking at the sun, the original light coming in, I'm only reflected light coming and paying attention to the sunlight. It is the sunlight that I am seeing, I say, even though it is a reflection coming from everywhere. Without the reflection, I cannot recognize sunlight. So here itself is your meditation. Looking at every object and pay attention to the sunlight, which I do spontaneously when say sun is bright. But if I do this in the night, in the middle of the night, looking at the moon and say, I am seeing the sunlight. Because you don't see the moonlight. Moon is only reflected. So through the reflected light, I had to see the sunlight, and that it becomes a meditation. And here it is, Chaitanyam Digunam Kumbhe. So looking at the moon and shining moon, I say there are two lights there. One is the sunlight, and another is the reflected sunlight through the moon. And the reflection depends on the reflecting medium. So if the reflecting medium is dull, the reflection is also dull, but nothing to do with the original light that is falling there. So Chaitanyam Digunam Kumbhe. So in the pot, Jnata, there are two consciousness involved. One is the Kutastha Chaitanyam or Sakshi Chaitanyam, another is the reflected consciousness, the Chidabhasa. In the pot, Jnanatvena, by the Jnanatvam, by the knowingness, Chaitanyam Dvigunam Spuret, the consciousness of the pure consciousness can be differentiated. In looking at the moon, I cannot differentiate the two knowledges, but looking outside the moon and say moon is shining because of the background, and the background is also sunlight is there, and that these two sandhi that also can be used. And also the knowledge arises not in the moonlight, in the vritti, but in the background, which is what is called it Sakshi Chaitanyam. So knowingness is occurring, because if it rises in the vritti, it goes away, then I don't know. That's called the instant consciousness rising, momentary consciousness. But that's not momentary, there is a background. Therefore, I am knower of this thought, this thought, this thought. So I am an observer that doesn't shift along with the observed. So observed are the vrittis that are forming. So spontaneously I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this coming. This is a part, I know this. This one, I know this. Knowership is coming from the background, which is called Sakshi Chaitanyam, and that's what is being emphasized here. So Jnatatvena Spurati Ataha. Therefore, by the knowledge that the background knowingness, by the knowingness, I can differentiate the Sakshi Chaitanyam with the known, which is the Kutastha, the Chidabhasa, and therefore I can differentiate this. Every knowledge that occurs, and say in every knowledge there is a knower and the known. By shifting my attention and differentiating the knower versus a known, I can see what is the Kutastha Chaitanyam and what is the reflected consciousness Chidabhasa. He says Spurati means it is revealed. So that's what is essentially Pratibodha Viditam Matam is a statement here of the Kenopanishad, that it is revealed in every experience of that knowledge also. Yatoditam, this Brahma Chaitanyam, this background knowledge, that knowingness is what the Nyaya Vaiseshikas use this terminology, that Navya Nyaya is essentially uses this terminology, and asau here others means Navayayikas is etad, this is called Anuvyavasaya Akyam. Anuvyavasaya Akyam. They call it quote unquote Anuvyavasaya. Anu means following. Anu means following. Vyavasaya is transaction of the knowledge. What is following the knowledge? Following the perception. This is happening. What is that? Knowingness is coming in. That's called Anuvyavasaya, and they call it by that name. And this is what we are referring to when I say I am a knowing this, I am knowing this, and I am knowing this, has been analyzed by the Nayayikas, by the Tarkikas. Tarkikas is the logicians, and they have analyzed it. There is a new thought, the Navya Nyaya. Navya Nyaya means new logic, and our system of the knowledge is, they have exhaustive analysis of the Nyaya also, of the logic, and then by the Gautama has developed, and this Navya Nyaya has been developed in the 11th century, and that is called new knowledge, new logic, and Navya Nyaya. And after that, if you go to Annam Bhatta as introductory text of the Nyaya has been as analyzed, and how you can see how precise the Nyaya is in terms of defining. But still, they are Dvaitins, not Advaitins, so they did something problem here. But anyway, from our point, Avyavasaya. By the way, in the Vicharasagara, there are two students are being outlined by Nischaladasa, and says Tattva Drishti. He gives names for the three students. They are brothers. One is, the eldest one is called Tattva Drishti, and the second one is called Adrushti, and the third one is called the Tarka Drishti. Tarka means logical guy. And Tattva Drishti is the eldest, and he is called Uttamadhikari, and Adrushti is a Madhyamadhikari, and Tarka Drishti, a logician, is called the Mandamadhikari. So logic does not help you in Vedanta. Sometimes Naisha Tarke Namatirapaneya, you're trying to logically, because it's beyond the logic also. So one cannot keep on using logic, you have to give up the logic. But the Shastram is logical, but you cannot use the logic to analyze the Brahma Satyam, and one has to be careful how long you can push the logic also. But logicians called it as the Anuvyavasaya Akyam. Akyam is name, they call it by Anuvyavasaya. What is that they are called? This knowingness aspect, Jnatatvam. They use a lot of ness. There is chairness and tableness. So what is chairness? Chairness is that which chair has to differentiate from tableness. So that is called Jati for them. And Jati and Vyakti, all those, I don't want to get into that, but that's what essentially involved from the Nyaya. Let's chant the sloka next, 16. Gato yamichya sa vyaktihi, gato yamichya sa vyaktihi, abhasasya prasadataha, abhasasya prasadataha, Vijñāto gata ityuktihi, Vijñāto gata ityuktihi, Brahmanugrahato bhavit, Brahmanugrahato bhavit. Together, Gato yamichya sa vyaktihi, vruktihi, sa vruktihi, Gato yamichya sa vruktihi, Abhasasya prasadataha, Vijñāto gata ityuktihi, Brahmanugrahato bhavit. So I am gataha. Gatoyam means I am gataha. I am gataha means this is a pot. Iti, thus asau uktaha. So this is what we say. Asau uktaha means this is a pot, this is a chair, this is that. So it is a knowledge of particular prameyam object. So that I am muktihi. Abhasasya prasadataha. It is a gift of the grace of the Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness. So the vritti, this is what is formed by vritti and being illumined by the reflected consciousness Chidabhasa, and that therefore it is a gift of Chidabhasa. So knowledge of every object occurs by formation of a vritti, thought, and thought is being illumined by consciousness, by reflection of the thought called reflected consciousness, Chidabhasa. Of the thought, we have the knowledge of the thought, therefore of the pot, of the chair, and therefore knowledge of every object arises due to the reflected consciousness. So he says, so abhasasya prasadataha, it is a prasadam or the grace or the gift of the abhasa, means Chidabhasa. Vijñātaha gataha, vijñātaha gataha. Vijñāta means knowerness, or this pot is known. I know this is a pot. This is a pot. I know this is a pot. This is a chair. I know this is a chair. So vijñātatvam or jñātatvam, or that knowingness is arising because of what? Because of the grace of Sakshi Chaitanyam. That's what he is saying here. So, abhasasya prasadataha, vijñātaha gataha, the pot is known, or I know this is a pot, iti uktaha, that is from Brahma anugrataha. Anugraha, the grace of the blessing of due to Brahma Chaitanyam, which is essentially Kutastha Chaitanyam or Sakshi Chaitanyam. So we have two. I know this is a pot, this is a pot, this is a pot, this is a pot. This is an object is known to the reflected consciousness, and knowingness coming from the Sakshi Chaitanyam. Therefore, if I want to differentiate the two, knower is I am, known is an object. And knower I am is, I am not this, but I am a pure knower which is coming from the Sakshi Chaitanyam. The discrimination has to be done. That's called a Viveka. That's called Viveka is what is Nityam and what is Anityam. That Nityam is the one, knowingness is all the time, it doesn't change. That's called Pramata, and inquiry into who is the knower is what the Ramana Maharshi says. Find out who I am, means I am the knower of this, I am knower of this. Find out who is that I am is essentially what Ramana Maharshi talks about. And that is essentially coming from Sakshi Chaitanyam or Brahma Chaitanyam or Kutastha Chaitanyam, that Vidyaranya is differentiating between the known thoughts, this is a pot, this is a chair, this is a world, and so on, which is different from knower I am. With this we stop and we'll continue tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevamsishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.